Hello and welcome back to the Shifty Loser Sim Racing Adventure Assetto Corsa Competizione, here on Two Rogue Gamers. Well guys, we're on episode 14. My word, that's gone fast. That's gone fast, hasn't it? Anyway, those of you who remember the last episode, we won. That's right, we won at Brands Hatch, our first race there without the driving line, and we smashed it. Anywho, moving on, I thought this was Monza. I'm wrong, it's the Mazzano International Race Circuit, so I've no idea what this circuit's about. Practice and qualifying it absolutely shocking, much like in the last one, except this one I was just frustrated. It was raining like this the entire weekend. But once again, look, I've got the old thing in the top right corner there, the helicopter cam, the helo view. But as you can see at the start of this race, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try and just bolt up behind them and smash through at the very last minute and see if I can get away with it. So here I go, let's see how it goes. Oh, there you go, look at that, I got the jump on him. I definitely got the jump on him. Very happy with that. And also, adding to the drama, with Death with Dynamo in the background. That's right, I distracted you in words so you didn't realise just how aggressive I was with that man. I should say, I'm very frustrated at this point. I'm not joking. The entirety of practice and qualifying was absolutely appalling. It's been treacherous weather like this the entire race weekend. It's been shocking. Absolutely. You know, I hated it. There are going to be patches in this. Much after that, much love for the last video, by the way. Very happy with that. All of the lights there. Very pleased. Very pleased. People say to me in person they do like the bit where I shut up. I'm not sure if to take it as a compliment or not, but the patch of the race where I left with just the music and the driving, without me waffling on over the top, apparently that's going down well. Thank you for the feedback. Consider it taken on board. I will work with that feedback, I assure you. So there will be big chunks of this race where I just don't talk. If anything, it makes making the video better for me. It upsets me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I am crying inside a little bit. It feels like my soul has died. Not entirely. I'm not now without the soul. That would be bad. Simply, a little bit of it has been chipped away. Anywho, looking on again to the racing, I wasn't doing bad by this point. I had learned the circuit, I do remember it from the previous career. That's where it's from. That's the only time I've really raced this circuit as well, so I did remember little bits of it, little sequences of corners here and there. But through practice and with the rain, it was just shocking. There's been certain points where it's so dark beneath the rain cloud that the headlights had to come off. It was horrible, you know, it was really bad, I'm not going to lie. Saying that, it could have just been qualifying too, where it does go into the evening. In fact, yes, that's probably what it was like. That's probably what it was like. Now, as per usual, I've shown the full lap. Now, I am going to show quite big chunks of the race without chopping it up. I want you to see just how badly I do. Now, after the rough and tumble start that we had, aggressive racing, I like to call it. I'm sure the Yorkshire hero will just say it's dirty. And he's probably right. I acted through frustration. There's no getting away from that. It was frustration indeed. Anywho, back onto what I was saying. Other than the rough and tumble, I'm not doing overly bad. I did rave on in the last episode about, you know, me being great relative to others in the wet. Yeah, this race weekend kind of proved me wrong. Now, I distinctly remember as well, it was raining here the last time I raced on it in the career mode. That's right, I think it was like race 3 or 4 of the career mode, and it was absolutely hammering it down with rain. We went into the pits, and we came back out with the dry tyres, not the wets, which disappointed me somewhat. Getting a bit over-adventurous there. Very poor, lost the position. And look at that, the green Ferrari there, smashing up behind me, and another car going around. I lost 2 places. 2 places. I won't have that. I won't have it. No, that was just a friendly nudge, my friend. A friendly nudge to let you know I'm still there. You haven't got away from me. I'll always come back at you, friend. Always. Even those of you that were watching in the top right corner there, just flick back on the video, go back a few seconds and watch it from that view. If you weren't already, you'll see it was fair. It was fair game. I had the line. That's right, Yorkshire hero. I was talking to you. Anywho, if you disagree with that, do leave a comment. Do leave a comment below. Now, as per usual, again, I will be doing the shout-outs when we go into the pit entrance. That's the perfect cue. I've cut the pit sound again for you. There's no point watching that. Again, it was very boring. However, I will talk you through a few little things that happened in said pit stop. They're always eventful for us. Always eventful. So I will talk you through there. So here we go into the pit. So shout-out time. First up, the Yorkshire hero, as I said before. Fantastic videos. I do recommend going to his channel. That's the Yorkshire Hero, and with the gaming side of it as well. Jamie Gary Smith. Definitely get over there. That's Gary with 2 R's. That's how he stands out. I see what you're doing there, friend. I see. But do go over there. Check it out. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Anywho, there's also Wakas Hussain. Well, it's that time, guys. It's that time. I've been saying it for weeks now. Saying it for weeks. You need to get subscribed. If you're not already, you're in the wrong. That's how that works. You do need to get prepared. Get over there and get all your FIFA knowledge. That's right, guys. It's that time of year again. And let's not forget, over here at 2 Road Gamers, that's right, my good friend Bob Flange. Oh, Bob. The Mega Drive stuff. My word, friend, my word, that takes me back some time. It really does. I'm very much enjoying seeing the old games. I really am. We may have to have a go on Streets of Rage at some point. Streets of Rage 2, to be precise. That's the one I know. I never played the others when I was younger. Not sure why. I think I was already playing the Football Manager games. Management. They're the style of games I really like, guys. Management and simulation. And don't forget my own stuff. I must plug myself. I must plug myself. You know, there's Tomb Raider for a start, and the tennis. I'm taking to the tennis. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm doing rather well. And by rather well, I mean, I feel that I must be at least 6 points higher or 6 levels higher than any of my competitors in order just to, you know, compete. Now, as I said, I've digressed massively into the plugs. As I mentioned earlier, there were events in said pit stop. Now, if you look down, you'll notice I am in fact on the dry tyre. Now, this was not an error, my friends. I know it seems as much as it was, but I felt in the car I had more time. I felt that the dries would give me that little extra oomph on the straight. Yes, it's a bit squiggly, but I'm very pleased with it. It was definitely the right call. Now, this did take a lot of planning and cunning, and I was so happy with myself, so happy that I thought I'd figured this out, that I did in fact forget to change driver. Even at this point, I hadn't realised, and you'll see why the disappointment in my voice is so robust. Keep an eye on where I actually am on the leaderboard. I know it says I'm in 13th at the moment, but do watch it, guys, do watch it. Remember, this doesn't update immediately. You have to get through certain sectors for the actual, you know, position on the track position to show up. So I do recommend keeping an eye on that, and you'll see why the disappointment is so absolutely relevant to me. I should also point out, because I've been in, you know, clear air, you've not really experienced what it looks like to be in the spray that much, other than the start of the race, but even then I just darted down the inside and got all rough and tumbly. That's right, that's right. But still, look, it shows that I'm 13th, but coming up you'll see, it definitely changes. And I was doing very, very well. I'm assuming the times I were putting in were so much better now. You can see I am going green. I am going green up there. Now I'm guessing all the other drivers noticed that. I bet they realised I'm getting around the circuit pretty quick. To say that I'm on the dry tyres, the slicks, I suppose. But still, even there, look, I could handle the corner remarkably well. I wasn't skittish, I wasn't worried. I felt the traction. I was very pleased with my little self. Now here we go. Coming up towards the home straight, guys. We're not far from it now. Just a couple more corners to go and you'll see the position change. I don't go into first like I did in the last race. The excitement in my voice would have been way far greater, in fact. Far greater, and I say excitement, but it's short-lived. As I said, you know, didn't change the driver. I couldn't even box then. I think the pit window had closed at that point. So there we go. We're blasting by the pits, and I'm guessing, as I said, simply because I had so much more, you know, pace there, that it just bumped me. I'm up in 5th. The other drivers must have all gone into the pits to put the dry tyres on after seeing the lap times I was smashing in there. And even now I'm still green against it. There is rain falling. The wipers are wiping for a reason, my friends. For a reason. But yes, at this stage I'm remarkably pleased with myself in the race. Feeling that this is going remarkably swell was the word I used to myself. And it wasn't until, well, right at the very end, to be precise, that I realised or was informed that I was going to be DQ'd. I'm sure they told me earlier. And I just missed the message. Focusing too much. As you can see this time, guys, the fuel amount is just right. I practiced in practice, no less. I figured 10 minutes, divided 5 minutes solid, and then just, you know, double how much fuel I need. That's how much I need. And that, well, how much I needed or how much I used, and then that's how much I would require. And it was indeed 17 laps. That gave me about a a litre extra. I was, well, 17 litres, sorry, and that gave me about 1 litre extra fuel. I was very pleased, but with the rain coming down, I wasn't using as much power. But look, we would have finished the race in 5th, guys. In fact, we did, in fact, finish the race in 5th, but we got disqualified. There you are. I'll take a good goosey gander at that. Very, very disappointing. So, on to the next race. So here we go again, race number 2. Let's see if we do better this time, but as promised, I'm just going to back off and let you watch the race. I get that you don't like me waffling on, but I've made you wait 10 minutes, so if you're at this point, you know, enjoy. The plan this time round again is to back right off from them and then try and surge up and time it right with the green light. Sorry, why not give it a go? I'm not doing well. So anyway, there you go. Enjoy the time without me. I'll come back at the pit stops for the obligatory shout-outs. Right, enjoy. Bye. Promised the seamless cut there in the pit stop, and I've just come back for the final shout out. My good friend that's provided the music. I am a car, thank you very much. I will back off again and let you enjoy Death of the Dynamo the second time round, and I'll come back at the end just to say goodbye. Well friends, no political segment this time, but anywho, I'm sure you've watched the news. window's now open. Oh, now closed, sorry. Epic. Just as all this goes down. Those of you with eagle eyes will know that I went out in the dries, probably thinking I'm trying to emulate what happened last time. I assure you that wasn't the case. I was so focused on making sure I actually changed driver, I completely and utterly forgot about the correct tyres. So this is it. So I was doing, well, not doing okay. I was in 13th, which meant I had to gain a few places. Not so much now, just plumb last. Really struggling with the car. You will have noticed I was aquaplaning and all sorts of things. This is why, rest assured, I didn't mean to come out on the dry tyres. I already noticed that on the wet. I was kicking up a lot of spray. Now I was in fact close to the pits, and I did intend to pit in just before the final lap. And at this point, as you can see, basically I'm hoping that the clock would run down, so I didn't have to do another lap. I'm just putting this in there for you so you can see the level of frustration that I actually had. So at this point I thought, great, the race is finished, I'll get through, forgetting that the race leader needed to cross that line. So I thought, shit, sod it, I'll just blast on, try and smash out the lap, and then this shit happened. Now honestly, I was very fucked up. For those of you that actually turned up and watched this, thank you very much. Hope you do like and subscribe. I hope my frustration isn't overly obvious to you all. Have a very wonderful evening, guys. Goodbye.